line rehearsal tonight. Thanks for picking me up. I'm going to head out of the house as soon as I yell key here. I'll be riding along a little bit. Yeah, and I have no idea why all of a sudden things are hot on the remote. I was even on 2 meters earlier, and they're like, you're really overdriving here. And I got on the HF side, and the ALC was hitting red here, watching the radio. So I was like, I haven't touched this thing in 6 months, and it was fine, and all of a sudden, I don't know. So I went into remote hands and dialed it way back. I don't want to adjust the drive in the radio, because if I turn that down any lower, then FT8 doesn't work right. I've got that down about as low as I can go before FT8 starts getting, I don't get all the drive out on FT8. I'll set it for, 50 watts or something and only get 20 watts out. And right where I have it set is the lowest I can get, where I've got it, up to where the ALC is just about ticking. So I don't want to mess with the radio. Anyhow, worked, the CHF's been kind of busted here. Today I tried to work Germany on 17 meters FT8, and it took 4 minutes to complete the contact. Yeah, that's too much effort, especially for Europe. So I went and took a nap. Back to you there, Sean. Everybody have a great one. I'll listen along here for about another half hour or so as I'm headed up to Sharp, Ohio. NASOB, this is ABHMO.
That's Jim. He's short time there. Wolverine 629, KD9TYO. Good evening, Jim. What's going on tonight there, bud? KD9TYO, you there, Jim?
KD9TYO, you're up, Jeff.
I think wow, he really fell out. Is he done, Eric?
Back over to Sean and say over.
Okay, all right, yeah, I thought he was done. He was a lot louder during when he checked in there, but boy, did he take a dip. So, all right, thanks very much there, Eric, for relaying there for sure. Definitely appreciate it. Hey, have a good night there, Jim. Glad you can get in here, even if it's short time, my friend, and enjoy your evening if you're copying. So we'll quit with KD9TYO. That was the bottom of the short time list. Let's go ahead and see if there's anybody else out there who would like to get on the list before we kick it off. Please call N8SOB. All right, with that, we'll go ahead and check in the recorder hour or so. We'll try to stick to that as best as I can here. If you can, we'll go ahead and wait till then to check in. But if you're on the list and you want to get out of here and just want to let us know, go ahead and just yell contact, and I'll get you in here. If you just do it in between there, normally that would work out great. That would be all right. But that's only if you're on the list. So with that, we'll go to number one. But look at that. That's Wolverine 584. That would be the N8SOB. That is me. The pleasure of being the NCS of this Monday night on the Wolverine single sideband net. We got 43 degrees outside. On and off rain, spit and sputtered, I guess. I don't know a whole lot about what goes on with the weather, between 6 and 4 o'clock. So that's the story there. And other than that, just had a decent day at work, I suppose. Stayed up a little later than I would like. Watched some basketball games till I zoned out. Woke up in the middle of the night, had to turn the TV off. So other than that, just a pleasure to be here with you folks for that, for sure. So let's go ahead and drop down to David, the number 2, KC9YAV, Wolverine 519, the guy that's getting ready for his big vacation. Good evening, David. Stand by RNA, Eric.
Okay, this is KC9YAV, David in Elkhart, and, I've just been sitting here putting together my shopping list for the grocery store as we've been here on the pre-net, and I think I've got pretty much everything nailed down that I need to get, and other than that, not too much. Had several things to do at work today, and got most of those taken care of, and have a few things that popped up I hadn't expected. I guess I got an eye doctor's appointment on Wednesday, which I didn't realize. That was a little bit of a unexpected thing, but I guess it's that time. I haven't had my eyes checked for a while, so I've got that work into my schedule. So other than that, the sun's shining down here. It's been out on and off most of the day, but it's really out now, so it's pretty nice. Hopefully we're going to have a little bit more warmer weather later on this week, but I'm not sure. Keep my fingers crossed. So don't have anything else to add. Hope everyone's had a good day. And with that, I'll turn it back to you, Sean. Wish 73s to everyone on the net. N8SOB, KC9YAV.
All right there, David. Well, good deal on having a nice productive day for work today, getting some things done and getting them ducks in a row. Definitely a good deal. So I hope you have a nice smooth week. Everything plans out the way you want it to, and all the good stuff. So hope you have a good night. Thanks for getting in here during the pre-net and warming up the frequency for us. So with that, we'll clear with KC9YAV. Let's drop down and pick up KD9RNA. That's Mr. Sunday Night, Wolverine 597 out of Blanchardville, Wisconsin. KD9RNA, good evening, Eric, and stand by Art, FJI.
N8SOB, this is KD9RNA. Hey, thanks for getting me in here tonight, Sean. And, things are sounding better than what I was expecting. I thought it was going to really suck out here tonight, and things seem to be actually improving now. So, good day for that. Nice. I got up to 50 degrees around here today. Got out in the yard and did some antenna maintenance work, and I took down a unused 80-meter double bazooka that I haven't used for 6 months, so I figured no reason having it out there, and got that cleaned up, and hopefully that's going to be the feed line that I use for my oversized magnetic loop for 75 meters I plan on building here in the next month or two. So we'll see how that all works out, but good day out in the yard. The picnic table's about ready to be installed, so we got that taken care of pretty much, maybe a couple of touch-ups on the last coat of finish, and we got her going out in the yard. Other than that, hopefully the band improves for you. It seems like it has been already, and then it fell right off again. I was the same as you. I heard Jim just boning in, and I was surprised when he didn't hear you call it was time for his up. So I'll ride along with you as long as I can here, but we'll send her back over to you and say have a great evening to you and everybody on the Wolverine single sideband net. Doing a great job there, Sean, and we'll talk to you soon. KD9RNA back to N8SOB.
All right, KD9RNA, 8SOB. Well, good deal on doing some antenna work and taking that one down, get ready for the magnetic loop. Can't wait to hear how that goes, for sure. I've definitely been kind of interested in something like that, so can't wait to hear how that goes and maybe see some pictures as well. So thanks for checking in there, and thanks for helping out with Jim, that's for sure. And, right from the get, I was hearing you, and I said, tonight's going to be an all right night, even though the signals are still very, very suppressed, and atmosphere is eating them all up. But it's all right. We're managing. It's just nice that there's no storms real nearby making a bunch of noise and causing a bunch of havoc. So you and Diane have a great night. Thanks for checking in, Eric. 7-3s to you. we're clear with KD9RNA. Let's drop down and talk to Art there in Fort Wayne. That's KD9FGI. Good evening, Art. Stand by, Bob in Windsor. You're on deck. What's up, Art?
Hey, Sean. Just a normal or abnormal day. Yeah, it was kind of nasty this morning on the band, that's for sure. Anyway, I did go out and do some shopping. I usually plan maybe 2 or 3 days ahead and shop just for 2 or 3 days. Went to Gordon Foods today, and it seems like every time I go to Gordon's, they've got new people there. They've got a real nice deli counter. And I went back by the deli counter, and I stood there, and I thought, well, you know, nobody's going to wait on me. Nobody showed up. So I just got other stuff and went up to the front to check out, and I bought a chicken there. And I asked about the help at the deli, and they said, oh, they just left. They don't want to work here anymore. So anyway, all that stuff is out there meanwhile, and I guess it's going to stay there for another day. So you'll get 2-day-old deli stuff. They have fresh egg salad and beans and potato salad and all kinds of stuff sitting there. All the trays are full, but no help, so you couldn't get any. And anyway, I got home and pulled the lid off that chicken, and that chicken was overcooked so bad the wings were black, burnt. And the meat was so dried out. They had an amateur doing the chicken, I guess, today, because it was bad. It was like trying to eat leather. So I just tossed it, and I'll tell them about it next time. Maybe they'll give me a free one. Hopefully not the same kind. Anyway, other than that, we're just kicking back, relaxing, enjoying everybody's comments on the net, and hoping it stays nice and clear for everybody else, and it doesn't stretch out like a rubber band, or we get any more solar flares. Anyway, that's about all we got this way. Just enjoying the good life, Sean. Back to you.
All right there, Art. Man, what a great signal. 10:15 over. Just lighting up the band pass here. No problem hearing you nice and loud. Man, what a great signal you got going on there. So, man, it was super good to get you here on the pre-net this afternoon. Just starting to hear you in there, and been sounding good right off the grip. So appreciate you stopping by tonight there, Art. And I heard the word free, so hopefully that works out for you. Have a good night there, Art. 7-3 to you, buddy. With that, we'll clear with KD9FGI, somebody we haven't heard in a little bit. On my list anyway, it's been a little over almost 2 weeks now since I've had you check in with me. So take it easy, Art. Hope to hear you again tomorrow. With that, we'll clear with Art. Let's drop down and pick up Bob. That's Wolverine 570. That's our fill-in guy on Thursdays between him and Mark there. And, man, what a great addition. I can't, you'll probably get sick of me saying that there, Bob, but I really am glad that you were one of them that decided to pick it up there. VE3KUZ, good evening, Bob. Stand by, Rusty.
Well, good evening, Sean, and 8SOB. This is VE3KUZ, Bob here in Windsor. Yeah, I had a good day. Spent a lot of the time outside today doing some yard work, planting, seeding, put out a couple new strings of lights, and getting ready for the warmer weather. It's not here yet. It was maybe up to 50 degrees today, still sitting about 50 degrees at the moment. So I think that's about as warm as it's going to get today. Oh well, last night I was on 40 meters and 80 meters, and the band just kept getting worse and worse. And in fact, I think on the OMIS net we had maybe 10 check-ins last night, and we were lucky if half of us could hear the other half of us. It was really bad. And the guys like I usually hear, say in Minnesota, couldn't hear them at all. So it was really bad. It's a little better today. I was looking at one of the maps last night of the Aurora Borealis, and it really came down south last night. It was down as far as Kentucky, which is really unusual. But I think that solar flare kind of pushed things around, and that's what we ended up with. Anyway, not much else to say, so I'll put it back to you, Sean. Thanks for doing the net, and you do a great job, sounding good, and great signal as always. N8SOB, this is VE3KUZ.
All right there, Bob. And yeah, another thing, you guys were talking about, some DX guys out there having them big 160-meter antennas. There's another one out there, Ocean, Oscar Hotel 8 X-Ray. Literally built out of like Roan 45 tower and stuff. Yeah, if anybody is interested in looking at QRZ pages and antennas and what have you. Yeah, Ocean Hotel 8 X-Ray, OHA 8X. Yeah, great antenna station there. I meant to mention that during pre-net, but man, I guess it just got me, flew my brain there. I don't think we had a high of 43.5. That's our high today. So that's what we ended up with. But we got a nice little tease of it, and spring is definitely here with a mix of winter, I guess. Here it is, getting the end of April. So, hey, thanks for checking in. And the band was completely dead. We're getting a lot of disturbance from that. As much as at some spots it was really pretty in the sky, the aurora lights and what have you. I'll tell you, it does not do good for us amateur radio operators, that's for sure. So, hey, thanks for checking in tonight there, Bob. Great signal as always. Let's drop down and pick up Rusty, KE8VOW, or KE8, what the heck? I'm looking at Harold already. WB8VOW, that's Wolverine Triple Nickel. Over there in Lambertville, that's Mr. Tuesday Night. Good evening, Rusty. And then stand by Harold, KE8AVT. You're on deck, Harold. And after Harold, we'll take a quick pause for more check-ins. What's up in Lambertville, Rusty?
All right, here we go. NASOB, WB8VOW. Well, hey, what's up in Lambertville? I don't know, not too much. Let's see. Oh, hey, let me turn the power on. A little fire to the wire there. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Take me from 40 to 400, I think. At any rate, things have been good down here. Kind of cloudy all day, and just running around with my vest on. Kind of chilly if you didn't have the heat going. And then the sun came out about 15, 20 minutes ago, and it's cloudy again. I don't know. It's springtime, I guess. That's probably the only explanation I have there, Sean. But, hey, I'm glad you're doing the net. I'm glad that the band is increasing and getting better. I could hear Eric. That's always good. And, that's about it. Not too much to go in today. I'm feeling better, which is great. Man, I'm trying not to do too much. But what I got, I'm sleeping all night. I'm sleeping in bed instead of a chair. Hey, that's great. And I'm glad to have this, look like things are on the other side of the ordeal here. So we'll see how things go. But I'm enjoying everybody's comments, so I'll throw it back your way. You got a good list going, as always. And, hey, you're doing a great job, as always. N8SOB. By the way, great job going through the preamble today, the prefix, man. That was awesome. You just flowed through that, brother. And so proud of all that you're doing on the net. We got to get together and do something for Larry. Like I said, I'm open on May 6th. I don't know if that works for anybody else, but, always willing to help out. Back to you, N8SOB, WB8VOW. 73s, everyone.
All right there, Rusty. Love that you got the date picked out. Love that. So let's get the main part and see if we can work around that. So, yeah, between, within the week or so, we got to get something in concrete for that for sure. So, good deal there. And, man, I was seeing you hitting about hitting a plus of the 20. So that was about almost 15 overs. So, man, band seemed like it's coming alive there. So, good deal there. And you're starting to get back to where you want to feel and out of the chair and into the bed. That's always good. And, You know, my stepdad's been going through something for a while, and he's got to sleep in the chair, and it's more in his arms, and I don't know if he's got sciatica or what's going on, but he hasn't been, he hasn't been able to sleep in bed for some time now, and I work with the guy, and man, it's rough. I don't even think he's just barely 60. I know, or 63. He'll be 60 this year, so man, he is in rough shape. He's got some things going on. He's one of those stubborn guys. He'll go to the doctor, they'll figure out, and then they'll want to do a bunch of stuff, and then they start talking surgery, this and that, and he's stubborn, won't do anything about it. But he gets on my nerves. He makes me upset about it. So just hate seeing him in pain so much. So glad that you're on the uppity up and looking to get better day by day. Thanks for checking in and all the kind words. Definitely appreciate it, buddy. With that, we'll clear with Rusty. Let's drop down and pick up Harold in Waterford. That's Wolverine 485, KE8AVT. Good evening, Harold. And then we'll take a quick pause before we pick up Marcia. You're on deck, Marcia, after check-ins. What's up in Waterford, Harold?
This is Harold, KE8AVT in Waterford. Well, it's been a rather quiet day here. I did go out with the weed whacker, and my hill that I can't run the mower on, I have to basically weed whack the grass. I finally got that done. I couldn't even build up a sweat out there today. It was so darn chilly. Other than that, came back inside, and I've been playing on the computer and kind of watching TV and out of the corner of my eye, and occasionally the cat would come up, and I'd be able to fight with the cat for something to do. Other than that, I don't have much else to report, so I'm going to turn it back to you. N8SOB, this is KE8AVT. I'll be listening.
All right there, Harold, KE8AVT, N8SOB. Well, we're real good on, attempting to get some things done outside, and, yeah, it is a little chill. For the most part, I got the wind coming out of the northwest, so maybe a little bit of it's changed direction, but it definitely is a little chill in the air, that's for sure. So good deal on keeping the kitty cat entertained and having a good day in Waterford. Thanks for checking in, Harold. Sounding good tonight, buddy. With that, we'll clear with Harold, KEAVT. Let's take a quick pause here, see if there's anybody else out there that would like to check in with us on the Wolverine single sideband net. Please call N8SOB.
8SOB, Alpha Charlie 9, X-ray November.
Please copy Kilo Bravo 3 Oscar X-ray Hotel, Bill in Hancock County, West Virginia. In and out, if I may.
All right, there we got AC9XN. Good evening, George and Highland. And we got Bill in New Cumberland there, KB30XH. We got you in and out tonight there, Bill. Hope you have a good night, buddy. Roger?
Roger. Yeah, I got a customer coming up, so I won't be around the radio for a while. But thanks for picking me up.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, what a great signal. They're doing a good job. So have a good night there, Bill. Thanks for checking in. So, George, AC9XN, I got you at 34. We got Bill in there in and out at 35. Any others?
WD8INW. 88GFL. Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo.
Did you get to me yet, Sean?
Kilo Charlie 3, Victor Hotel Delta. Oh, my.
Okay, I got this. You know that, right? I got this. KEV. I got this. No, I got it, though. I got to fix that. But I do got this. And I got to fix a couple things. We got him. This was GFL. All right, look at this. We got WD and INW, 36. We got Gary, KD8GFL, 37. We got Mike in Seville, they're at 38, KE8QWE. And then we got Mike over there, and I think he's home, KCAVWA. You at home, Mike, in Toledo? Maybe that wasn't Mike. Who did I miss that I just read off that checked in?
Kilo Charlie 3, Victor Hotel Delta.
Index, 88 Body Mass Index, Allen, Morgantown, West Virginia.
Holy cow! Body mask and all right, that one just kind of took me for a ride there. So I got two new ones. That's what it is. So all right, the one in West Virginia, stand by. The body mask. Yeah, we're gonna get back to that. The KC3 station. Who was that again?
Kilo Charlie 3, Victor Hotel Delta.
All right, Kilo Charlie 3, Victor Hotel Delta. Okay, John in PA, we got you. And okay, who is the West Virginia station?
It's Alan, Alpha Lima Lima Echo November, and I'm located here in Morgantown, home of WVU.
All right there, Alan. What was your call sign?
Kilo Delta 8, Bravo Mike India, BMI.
Kilo Delta 8 Bravo Mike India. All right, Alan. Okay, we got you, Alan. Thank you. I appreciate you beating me to that. We got you updated. So we got two new ones in there. And it kind of, you guys are sounding good. Good to get you in here. I don't know, John, are you sticking around? You're at number 39. It'll be a little bit. I'm not sure if you're going to want to ride along or what have you there. Over. KC3 VHD. Okay, and then Alan, also BMI. Are you going to stick around, or were you just checking in and out?
Let me check in and out here this evening. I got some stuff going on here with the wife and stuff. She's done got me some honeydews to do. But anyway, fill me in a little bit real quick on the net here, K8 BMI.
Yeah, no problem, Alan. Yeah, this is the Wolverine single sideband net. We meet here every single day, Monday through Sunday, 365. And we start the pre-net about 5:15 Eastern, which is 21:15 UTC. The net starts at 6 Eastern, which is 2200 UTC. We run on NetLogger. We also have a website. If you just Google the Wolverine single sideband net. And basically, you call in, you get on the list, kind of ride along for a little bit, follow along on NetLogger, and you make your comments, and it's basically a one-and-done deal there, Alan. Roger?
Roger on that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yep, and I'll check out the web there.
All right, real good. Yeah, we're always welcome in and out. If you just want to check in, get some info, get your name on the list, and say hi, and we're all about that as well. So don't even have to stick around. There's also the short time as well. So, hey, Alan, thanks for checking in. Hope you have a good night. You got a good signal in the thumb of Michigan this evening. Any other check-ins before we move on to the top?
Come back and see us, Alan. We're a real friendly group.
Roger, roger.
Yeah, just like what that guy said. Yeah, that's another one of our net controllers. So, all right, and Maury, no, I have not got to you. So, what do you want me to get to you right now so you don't fall asleep on us? Maury.
Too late.
All right, well, we'll give Maury a show when we get there if he wants to jump on in there. No problem. Marcia, good evening, Marcia. The Tigers are so close, but yet so far away. WAAZJU Wolverine 499 out of Canton, Michigan. Good evening, Marcia, and stand by Tom and Cadillac.
N8SLD, WAAZJU. Well, good evening to you, Sean, and everybody on this wonderful net. Monday night net with not too great stand conditions. But I was able to hear Eric, so it could be a lot worse. So anyway, good evening to you, and yes, the Tigers are so close, but so far. Yesterday that they couldn't give Eduardo Rodriguez some support, some run support for that wonderful game that he was able to pitch. Well, anyway, maybe things will go better in Milwaukee. So, other than that, not much going on. I'm not going to keep it because I doubt if I'm being heard very well by many. So, I'm just going to turn it back to you, Sean. Thanks a lot for doing it. You're doing a great job. As always, look forward to always Monday night. And I will see everybody on Wednesday. So, back to you, Sean. N8SOB, WAAZJU, 7-3, everybody.
All right there, Marcia. Yeah, Rodriguez, he was in there pitching lights out, and, I think they could have kept him in there a little longer. I really do. And one run just isn't good enough for pitching like that. So, it's one time we got our pitching together, we can't hit, or we can hit, and our pitching's not keeping us in the game. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Luckily, it's a nice long season, and we'll see what we can pull out of Milwaukee tonight. So, thanks for checking in. Always a pleasure to get you here on Monday nights there, Marcia. Sounding good. I had no problem hearing you. So, you could have talked as your little heart desired there, Marcia, because I would have heard everything you said for sure. Have a good night. Thanks again. With that, we'll clear with Marcia. Let's drop down and pick up Tom in Cadillac. That's Wolverine 542, WB8WIV. Good evening, Tom. Always good to get Cadillac on the list. And stand by Jody, MCI. You're on deck.
Okay, Roger, Sean. Thanks for taking the net tonight. N8SOB and the wonderful Wolverine, WB8WIV, Tom in Cadillac. Well, we've got about, I think about 44 degrees, if I can remember right. It's pretty nippy out there yet, and it's dropping, I think. But anyway, we had frost up here this morning. Well, the first comment is on OH8, OH8 X-ray. I think that's right. That station, at one time, I don't know if they still do or not, but at one time they did have a 160-meter rotatable beam. It was built out of lightweight aluminum tower, and they had pictures on their website how they had that constructed. They had cranes and all kinds of stuff. And it did come down in a storm. I don't know if it ever was rebuilt, but they did have a 3-element rotatable beam on 160 meters at one time. I think that's a world record. Anyhow, and I do have them confirmed, by the way. I have worked them. I think they have the DX Summit, if I can remember right, too. Anyway, it was like winning the lottery today. I opened the mailbox and I got my QSL card from Vietnam, and I also got a QSL card from my JD1 Turishima. What is it, Marathi Turishima? So I got 2 new countries in the mailbox today, and I was really happy to see those. I had a real good day. I did not work today. I was retired. Took the wife to lunch, and had an interesting session at the doctor's. I have had trouble with my right ear for about a month. It kind of burns and itches, and I thought, I better get it inspected. So I went in, and she looked at the ear, nothing. Eardrum's fine, everything's fine, no wax. It was real strange. So she said she'd try to get me some eardrops, prescription eardrops, and run it through Medicare. All right. Well, of course, when they look in one ear, they look in both ears, right? Well, come to find out, in my other ear, in my left ear, it was pretty well clogged up with wax. I did not know this. It hadn't been bothering me. No problem, And so she flushed that out. Boy, you should have seen the gunk that came out of there. Holy cats. What a mess. But anyway, so I got it flushed out at the doctor's. I'll probably buy a kit to do it myself, or maybe go in every once in a while and have them do it. Actually, it's cheaper going in. Anyway, so I did that today in the afternoon. Also got some shopping done, and also we got the dogs. Took the one dog for a walk. We got that in. So I did some other things in the morning. Got on 2 nets. So I've had a real busy day. So there's my story for tonight. Everybody have a great evening. and I'll be hoping to try to get about one more country for the 300 mark. That's what I'm looking at. Anyway, everybody take care. Have a good evening there. Sean, you take care also. Thanks for picking me up tonight. It ain't SOB, WB8 WYB. I'll be clear. Good evening.
All right there, Tom. The Ocean Hotel 8 X-ray. Yeah, you know, that was the very first big antenna I seen that was like that, made all out of tower and what have you. I had no idea that it came down, and I checked my log just to see. I might have worked them. I do have a bunch of log stuff that I lost back a while back, 2011 or so. I lost it. And I do have a bunch of log stuff. So, yeah, you know, they were talking about it there on the prenet about big 160-meter beams and what have you. So that's why I figured I'd throw out that call sign. And I know you can still see pictures of it online, especially if you Google it. And, yeah, what a station. I had no idea it fell down. So I'm look into that. So I'm sure it was probably a snowstorm. Was it a nice snowstorm? Is that what it was, Tom?
Yeah, it was some kind of a big storm up there that took it out. Go ahead. WB8 WYB.
All right, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So that's too bad. I know it's somewhere where it's always cold, snowy. I remember the pictures I seen. It was snow on the ground, I believe, and that thing is a monster. That would be it right there. I mean, I think Art was talking about if you're a billionaire, what would you have for an antenna setup? And, you know, full wave vertical or horizontal Yagis. That's it there. So, good deal on getting your ears flushed, man. You know, I don't know if I've ever had that done, and I have ear problems, sinus problems. Along with that, my ears always get, even, you know, sometimes it seems like if my ear gets a little bit of water in it, it'll get stuck in there and trapped in there, and I can move my head back and forth, and I always have problems with my ears. So a good flushing, when you were talking about all that stuff, I could always feel the relief. Hey, have a good night there, Tom. Glad you had a nice, productive day today. With that, we'll quit with Tom in Cadillac. Let's drop down and pick up Wolverine 576. That's Jody in Freeland. KB8MCI. Good evening, Jody, and stand by doors.
And 8SOB, KB8MCI. Good evening, everybody on the net. And, well, Sean, if you keep the water in your ears and you're moving your head, it's going to be sloshing back and forth, so you'll always hear the waves. Not too much going on up here today. It's kind of overcast, but sun's out now. And we spent the last few days getting my antenna system straightened out. And I put a new dipole up without any solder connections. And got a different feed line up because I kept having problems with that. Now I'm running the standard RG8 thick one, but works really well, and the new tuner's working really well too. And other than that, that's about it going on up here. We're getting everything set for my mother-in-law's memorial service, and that's going to be the 4 weeks. And then on this coming Monday, I finally get my hip joint replaced, whatever they're going to do, and hopefully it'll be a lot better than what it is now. So with that, we'll turn it back over to you, Sean, and say good evening, and 73 to everybody on the net, and I hope everybody has a good week. This is KB8MCI.
Comment?
Go ahead, Art.
Yeah, Sean?
Yeah, go ahead, Art.
Yeah, whenever I get water in my ear, what I do is take my wife's hair dryer, turn it on low, and just hold it up to my ear for a while, and it'll dry it out.
Well, I'll have to try that. I do have an air dryer here. But, yeah, it almost seems like, it seems like it's kind of almost deep in there, almost my middle ear. And if I hold, anyway, but, oh, funny there, Jody, on your, I can hear that's funny. Oh, so, well, good deal on, making a dipole there. Sometimes I'll make antennas, I'll just twist them up, maybe a little bit of tape and throw them up, and I figure if it breaks and it does work well and I still want it, I'll bring it down and then solder it up and do it up the right way. So, well, you got a good, whatever you're talking on tonight, Jody, got a good signal, 5859. I have absolutely zero noise, so no problem hearing you tonight in the thumb there, Joe. Thanks for sticking around and checking in, and always a pleasure to get you in here. 7-3s to you. We'll clear with Jody there. Let's drop down and pick up Dorson Romulus. That's our awards manager, Wolverine 428. K8DXJ, good evening, Dorson. Stand by, Taz.
This is Kilo 8 Delta X-Ray Juliet. Well, good evening to you, Sean, and to everybody else out there. I want to wish good luck to Jody on with his hip. So just keep us informed on how you're doing. We do appreciate it, and we like to keep track of our members. So got the mail late today, but there wasn't a whole heck of a lot there. So got it all done, ready for the mail. So that's pretty much how it went here today. So with that, we'll turn it back to you. This is K8DXJ.
All right there, Doris. Well, thank you very much for the comment to Jody there. I was sometimes I start to stumble over my words trying to remember everything the comment back to. I just feel like I try to keep notes and it just doesn't go real well. So I try to keep up, and I knew there was something I was missing there. So yeah, thanks for mentioning that there, Doris, for sure. And good deal on keeping busy around the shack and doing things. I'm gonna have to get with you about some return address labels and things like that. And I was like, man, I was writing them on envelopes last night. I said, this has got to be easier. And I thought about maybe I could get a rubber stamp. I said, hey, maybe I can just have Doris make me up some. I know she does that stuff, make Taz some money. So I'm going to have to get with you there, Doris. Thanks for checking in and all you do for us here on the Wolverine Single Sideband Net. With that, we'll clear with KDXJ. Let's drop down and pick up my buddy Taz. KTAS, his name says it all. Wolverine 399. Good evening there, Taz, and stand by Sam.
NASOB, Sean, my buddy Sean. This is Kilo 8 Tango Alpha Sierra Taz. And Romulus, we're sitting at 49 degrees. We did warm up to 50. We started off at 35 degrees this morning, overcast. And we had snow. Then it changed to sleet. Then it went back to snow. It didn't know what it wanted to do this afternoon. So that was pretty much our day here weather-wise. A cool day. We stayed on the warm side of the door playing FT8. Just throwing CQ out there. We didn't pick up any new countries today. But the bands were screwy. 14 went dead all of a sudden, and 17 and 15. I couldn't believe it. The signal just fell right off, so we were bouncing around seeing if we could get some CQ contact. So that was pretty much our day. Sean, thanks for doing it. Thanks for all you do. And we appreciate you. Thank you for your dedication. And yeah, you can make me some money. And of course, you know I'm here. I'll pick up the file. I'll pick up the file after the net. Yeah, Doris has quite an array of graphics for address labels. So, and she does business cards and QSL cards as well. So she does a great job at them. She designed ours. So anyhow, we're going to turn it back over to you, Sean. Enjoying everybody's comments. Everybody stay on the warm side of the door. NASOBKTAS, back to you.
All right there. Yeah, I figured she'd be the one to get a hold of there. And yeah, I was doing QSL cards last night, and I'm like, man, and I have terrible handwriting as it is. So, yeah, and then I got to the point where I just printed off a bunch on a piece of paper, and then I had my daughter cut them out, and then I just taped them on the envelope. I said, no, this isn't going to work. So Doris is going to have to save me with that. Thanks for checking in there, and looks like we're going to have to get together here real soon and button some details up, and maybe if it turns out to be a good day, maybe we have to get together about your stuff here But I gotta get the guy taking care of that doesn't have an antenna. You got your going, but we just gotta figure out your double bazooka. Either do that or we're just gonna build your antenna like our plans are there. So other than that, Taz, sounding good, guys. 10 over, no problem hearing you here in the thumb. With that, we're clear with my buddy Taz. Let's drop down and pick up Sam. My main man Sam, Wolverine 531. Mr. Friday Night out of Manchester, Michigan, N8XUY. Good evening, Sam. Then stand by Norm, and then after Norm, we'll take a quick pause for more check-ins. What's up, Sam? Oh, man, maybe that guy had to take a step away there, so hopefully he'll recheck. Norm, KD9HAB, Wolverine 516. Good evening there, Norm. What's going on, buddy?
N8SOB, this is KD9HAB Norman Fort Wayne. Sure enjoying the net tonight. Haven't been able to listen in for a while, taking care of Mama Bear, so she's doing good, and I'm enjoying the net tonight. So, the net is really improving. I see the K index is down to 2, and my noise level is really going down, and signals seem to be much better than they were at about 5 o'clock. So, hey, listen, I'll quit blabbing. It's so good to hear y'all and to be part of the family again. So I'll kick it back your way, Sean. NASOB, this is KD9HAB, say 73. God bless. Take care. God bless America. Goodbye.
All right, there. Well, good deal. Thanks for the update on the numbers. I need to start keeping up on that. I think there's an app for that. But yeah, that's cool. I'm glad the numbers are starting to get back to where they need to be for us here on ham radio. Makes operating a lot easier for sure. So good deal. I'm super glad Mama Bear's feeling better, buddy. That's good to hear. Thanks for sharing that with us, and glad that you're enjoying the net tonight, especially with the nice low noise levels for sure. 7 threes to you, and you're 15 overs, booming here in the thumb of Michigan tonight. With that, we'll clear with Norm before we get to my buddy Irv out there in Yale. That's Tom on ADRV. Let's take a quick pause and see if there's anybody else that would like to get on here and get on the list for the Wolverine single sideband net. Please call in 8SOB.
Kilo 8 Delta Lima Foxtrot, in and out.
Kilo 3 Echo Sierra Lima.
All right, I got K8DLF, Mr. Big D Dallas there out of Bowling Green. Well, good evening there, Dallas. Glad we can get you in here, even if it's in and out. Hope you're having a great evening around the great state of Ohio. Then we got Eric, K3ESL, 42, and then we got Jim out there. Heard him in Landis, W1CFL. Got you at 41 there, Jim. Anybody else? All right, let's go ahead and get back to work here. Let's take a quick see if Sam's there. N8XUY, you there, Sam? All right, nothing. Tom, Wolverine 605, my buddy Irv out there. NADRV, good evening, Tom, and stand by Brad, KRX.
Good evening to everyone on the Wolverine sideband net. NADRV in Yale, where it's currently 44.3 outside. From what the weatherman says tonight, it ain't going to stay that way. It's going down into Burr weather again, so let's hope not. I'm getting tired of all this. You know, I've seen snow today, I've seen rain. Spent a lot of time with my buddy Gene working on replacing them stairs down to my basement. We got that done today, but the stairs are done, but the basement's a mess. So we'll get to that. I still got some tree removal to do in the backyard, but luckily the roof is still up in the air. The end-fed wire is curled up in a ball at the base of the tower, so I'll get to that as maybe it gets warmer. But you're right about that, Taz. Man, I couldn't believe these bands today. I mean, I'd look and there just wasn't, you know, if they weren't on there, they were gone. I'd switched to another band, and they came from another band that I came from, so it was not the best DXHF FTA type work today. That's okay. I have been getting up kind of early, and I've been getting in here about 3, 4 a.m. and checking out 80 and stuff, and you'll see a few JAs coming in there, but working them in is another question. So, yeah, I think Doris can probably help you with that address label. I make my own here, Sean. I go to the what's that place, Staples? Buy me a pack of those address labels, and then I use their recommended software, and I make my own labels that way, but it does make better than writing it all down, because my handwriting isn't probably much better than yours. With that, let's see, everything's bouncing in the right direction. That's kind of cool. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go watch the baseball game, and all I can say is go Tigers. Let's hope they can win tonight. N8SOB, N8ERV. Insane.
All right there, Tom, N8ERV, N8SOB. Well, what you got going on right now, friend, tennis is working. Remember, I told you I'd come out there and give you a hand if still need be. You're definitely not too far away at all, so bring the drone out there and get up anything you need there, buddy, for sure. Just give me a holler, let me know. So, yeah, I thought about it, actually looking at the labels and what have you at the store when my daughter and I went yesterday, and I thought about it. And they also get sticker paper. I just cut things out if need be as well. But, I thought about, I think Doris would do them up good for me. That's what she does. So we'll have to try there and maybe make a couple here. I do make out the sticky from the log info, making the contact so I can stick it on the QSL card. I got that done. So, hey, have a good night there, Tom. Thanks for checking in. Sounding good, buddy. With that, let's go ahead and clear with Tom and go and see if Brad stuck around in Hobart. That's KC9KRX. Good evening there, Brad, and stand by Mark, NED. KC9KRX, you there, Brad?
All right, N8SOB, KC9KRX. Good evening, Sean. Oh, we're starting to hear you now, 10 over, and before it was like S7, S8. Good evening to all. Hope everybody's doing okay. Got 56 degrees here. I guess we got rain coming later on tonight through tomorrow morning. Other than that, we're going to stay on the dry side of the door and hope everybody else is having a good evening here and relaxing as it kind of winds on down. Starting to hear more people. Just want to come in and say hello and wave a hand to all. N8SOB, KC9KRX, 73 Don. Take care. Have a good night.
All right, 10 over, Brad. What a good signal. So the band is definitely coming up, and the noise is staying down with us, so we will take it. So good to have the band back tonight. Hey, sounding good there, Brad. Glad that you're sitting back, riding along with us, and glad you're able to hear me a lot better. It makes the net a little bit more enjoyable. So have a good night there, Brad. Thanks for checking in, buddy. With that, we'll clear with KC9KRX. Let's drive down and pick up Mark. KE8NED, Wolverine 567 out of Canton. Good evening there, Mark, and stand by Maury if he's there. N8SOB, over to you, Mark.
N8SOB in the net. This is KE8NED. Well, good evening. Hey, thanks for doing it tonight. Sean doing a great job as always. These signals was cutting through everything, but yeah, the band has really come up here just lately. I was still scratching my head a bit, wondering how everybody was talking about how quiet it was, but then I realized I was still on the vertical. So flipping over to the horizontal, yeah, the band is pretty nice. I don't know what it is with the vertical. It sure is a noisy antenna. Anyways, I'll try and listen through. Thanks a lot again, Sean. This is KE8NED. Back to you.
All right, KE8NED, N8SOB. Yeah, it seems like I start paying attention more of the signals, and they really are starting to come up now. So it's good to hear. And I tried a vertical antenna. I still have it, a 6B TV, and man, I ran a crap ton of radios for it, different lengths for different bands, man, over 1,000 feet, and it was way away from everything. It was out there by the loop, and I just did not like it. It wasn't worth it anymore. I just took it down, and it's been leaning against a pine tree. So, well, good deal there. Glad that you figured out the horizontal way is the way to go for the noise part, that's for sure. Hey, have a great night there, Mark. Sounding good, sir. We'll clear with KE8NED. Let's drop down and see if Maury is there. WB8PFC, good evening, Maury. And stand by Dan, KD8HTT. What's up, Maury?
Wake up, Maury!
You wouldn't give me a call right when I'm the chewy bar. Anyway, I'm chewing on a bar that's sticking to my teeth. So I'm not going to lamb in here too long. Everything's nice and quiet in Monroe, and my wife and I had our birthdays together on the 15th and 21st. Went to dinner up north and had a good day up there. So that's about it. WB8PSC.
All right, what a good time to get. Oh man, and yeah, I heard you when you came in there and asked me if I had gotten to you yet, and came back and told you no. Maybe that's when you went and got that bar whoop, and sounding good, buddy. So glad to have you aboard tonight. Always good to get my buddy Maury on the list, and hope you and your wife there have a great night. Carol. So with that, we'll clear with Maury, WB8PFC. Let's pick up Dan here in Madison. Oh, I think he's somewhere else. He's not in Madison Heights. I think he said he was up north. That's Wolverine 391, KD8HTT, and after Dan, we'll take a quick pause for more check-ins.
All right. Well, thanks, Sean. Thanks for doing it. This is KD8HTT up here in Oscoda at the operating portable. The second QTH, and hopefully we're getting somewhere now. Been messing around with this radio, but anyway, however it goes, I guess. But anyways, yeah, we'll be up here for most of the week anyway. We got some work down up here, and got to be here for that. But I'd rather be here anyway, so that'll work. I had excellent copy on Marcia. She was saying really like anybody was hearing her. No, she had great signal. A lot of good signals tonight up here in Oscoda. So, all right, man, I know you got a whole bunch, so I won't hold it. Thanks, Sean. This is KD8HTT. Back to you.
All right there, Dan. Well, guess what? Are you still on the same radio and everything? Because that you sounded perfect that time, Roger.
Yeah, I'm on the same Kenwood 570D, MC60 mic, SB200 Keith kit, and a homemade 160-meter dipole, actually. But anyhow, yeah, I brought the mic game down from 80% to 30%, so I'm pretty sure that had something to do with it. But honestly, and I won't hold it, but I just wanted to tell you, for whatever reason, I had to jack it up that high just to get the ALC to be even close to the recommended, amount, on your meter. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's something with the radio or the antenna or the microphone, but it was just off the scale when I checked in earlier, and I brought it back down to where I used it, and I guess everything's good. So thanks for your help on that. I appreciate it. And yeah, great signals from everybody. Everybody sounds fantastic. Good enough. KD8HTT back to that control.
All right there, Dan. Good deal. Well, you got a good signal. Everything is working A-OK. Glad we got that all figured out, and that's what the pre-net is all about there, buddy. Enjoy your time up there in Oscoda. Definitely sounding good and running portable. So with that, we'll clear with KD8HTT. Before we pick up George and Lombard, UJR, let's take a quick pause and see if there's anybody else out there that would like to check in on the Wolverine single sideband net. Please call N8SOB.
N8KRQ, no traffic.
All right, we got N8KRQ. We got you there, Bob. Good evening. I'm thinking I'm hearing somebody else out there. Anybody else or any relays? Okay, is that WA8UTC?
Roger. Whiskey 8.
KE8 GLB Mobile.
Charlie O.
All right, the Whiskey 8 Uniform Tango Charlie. All right, is that Art?
KE8 GLB Mobile.
Okay, I got you, Chavez. I hear you. Go ahead in the mobile there, Chavez, since you're in the mobile. Go ahead, buddy. N8SOB.
All right, thank you. Just thought I'd jump in, say hi real quick, not take up too much time. Got the Tar Heel back on here. Going to try to jump in here more often. This is KE8 GLB in Marion, Indiana.
Sounded good, Travis.
I'm telling you what, Chavez, yeah, you were booming. I couldn't, I mean, you're up here. I got you S9, 5 over, what have you. I mean, what a great signal. So, doing you a good job. Glad we can get you in here. Tar Heel's doing you a good job. And, man, glad we get you in here mobile. 7-3, Chavez. All right, and we did pick up Art, W8UTC, and Bob, KRQ. Anybody else checking in before we get back to the list? All right, let's go back. WA8UJR, that's George and Lombard, Wolverine 581. Good evening, George, and stand by that ultraviolet alien UVA Jerry. You're on deck. Pick it up, George.
N8SOB, this is WA9UJR, speaking strong all Wolverines. Well, we had a nice sunny day here. Didn't get as warm as we'd like to, but 50 is certainly a lot better than 30. It was 36 this morning when we got up. Supposed to cloud up a little bit. The northern lights might be visible if there's some breaks in the clouds. It's supposed to be a pretty good display this evening. I guess there was last evening also, so we're up around that time. We'll keep out to see anything. Other than that, just a quick trip to the dentist to help fix the sore spot, and interest in all the new technology since I was there a year. They're now standard that they use for crowns and small dentures that they can scan the area and use that rather than all that goop they used to stick in your mouth to impression. So I was kidding the dentist. I said, well, give it another year and you'll be able to 3D print the denture right in the office after you scan it. So technology for the rescue, I guess. With that, we'll wish everybody a great evening, a better tomorrow. Please stay safe, and we'll catch you guys down the log. N8SOB, WA9UJR, 73 is over.
All right there, George. WA9UJR, N8SOB. You know, I never thought about that. People 3D print some teeth. Oh, that's too funny. Never thought about that. That's something to think about. Yeah, so that definitely could happen, couldn't it? It looks like people need to start invested into 3D printers. So, hey, just sounded good tonight there, George. Got you above the noise, and definitely glad the band's working out for us. You have a great night. Take it easy around Lombard. With that, we'll clear with WA9UJR. Let's drop down and pick up my buddy Jerry here, WBAUVA. He don't miss his Mondays. Hey, good to hear you tonight there, Jerry. And stand by BCF Bob in Norcross. You're on deck. Pick it up, Jerry.
N8SOB, WBAUVA. Well, you can always, when you're showing me, you always know that it's Monday. I love checking in on your net. And I'm at 47 degrees. But I've had sunshine most of the day. It's been pretty nice, and no rain, and I don't think I'm in the forecast for any snow. Anyway, I didn't have any frost that I know of, so I got all my fruit trees are in bloom, so I don't want any frost or any cold weather or anything like that. And that got me last year. I didn't get anything but peaches last year, and I got these plums that I like, and man, they taste like candy almost. They're pretty good. And so I didn't get any of those last year or the year before. So I'm hoping
looking for some this year. I got a lot of blooms on them, so if the weather sticks with me, I should have some fruit again this year. And I didn't do a whole lot today. I traded different cars, and I took all the stuff out of the trunk of one car and put in the other one there. And I was going through all that stuff, and I found a Kenworth 2-meter rig. I forgot they even had it was in the trunk there. So that's I have to check it out and make sure it still works. And other than that, nothing else going on, Sean. I don't. Hopefully you don't get any snow. I don't think you're gonna, but I got my fingers crossed for you, there, buddy. And you know you were talking about that hearing problem there. I got that tinnitus, and that I picked up when I was in Vietnam, and hard of hearing. And VA gave me a hearing aid, but that thing may as well throw it in the trash because it didn't work very good. They had it back getting it repaired about as much as I had it, and I lucked out and had it in a medical bag in the car, and somebody stole the medical bag, so they did me a favor and got the hearing aid there too. So I just ended up buying a set, and doggone if I didn't get stolen too. So I must have a stamp up on my forehead or something that says Jerry's got a hearing material, so steal from him. Anyway, Sean, that's about it. WBA UVA.
All right there, Jerry. WB8UVA N8SOB. Good signal. S9 all the way through. Definitely, I think a little bit better signal than last Monday when you checked in with me. So, oh man, tasting like candy. That'll get you in trouble. Always a pleasure to get you in here, Jerry. Definitely hope you have a great night, and I'm sure we'll catch you next Monday, buddy. Count on it. So, you take it easy around Benton Harbor. Enjoy that 47 degrees. We're sitting at 44, so sun's still trying to keep some things warm. 7-3 is Jerry. With that, let's drop down and see what kind of copy we got on this fella now. Wolverine 530, that's NABCF. Bob in Norcross, Georgia. Good evening, Bob. Stand by K8 to PD. Paul, you're on deck. Pick it up, Bob.
Yeah, good evening there, Sean. N8SOB from November 8 Brown, the Southside Bob, Norcross, Georgia. Well, Sean, hope I am making a trip better than I was during check-in, but everybody, I just want to wave a quick hand at everybody on the Wolverines and say hello. I am actually in a Zoom class meeting here for a little bit longer tonight, so I'll have to keep it short, but good hearing everybody. Thank you for picking me up. And we'll elaborate more later on in the week when I have a little bit more time. So, thanks to everybody. You guys have a great evening, and we'll catch you later. Back to you, Sean. N8SOB.
All right there, Bob. Yeah, I got you 5 and 5. No problem hearing you. So good deal on the Zoom meeting, and hopefully get some more time and a little bit more. But yeah, I'll tell you, the signal is definitely a lot better that time for sure. No problem hearing you. So bands definitely came alive. So glad that you're able to hear us and hearing you just fine. So have a good night, and hope to hear you in here tomorrow, Bob. With that, we'll clear with Bob in Norcross. Let's drop down and pick up Paul in Holland. It's Wolverine 598. K8PD. Good evening there, Paul. Super good to hear you. Followed by another Paul, Tango Sierra Delta. So we got 2 Pauls back to back. And good evening there, Paul. And stand by Paul in Indiana. So we got Paul in Michigan, Paul in Indiana. The first Paul in Michigan, you go first, buddy. Good evening.
Okay, N8SOB, K8PD. Say good evening to you, Sean. Signals are good this evening. You're running 30 over, and I was hearing Bob down in Norcross just fine. Had a nice day here. We had mostly sunshine today, but had to run into Grand Rapids this morning, and as we got further inland, it got cloudier, and it actually about 11 o'clock, just a couple of spits of snow. Then it didn't hardly even register if you had to look real hard to see it, but then came back to the west again, and sunshine. We made it up to about 48 degrees here today, and I'm looking forward to a lot warmer temperatures. Not much new here. I've just been playing, cleaning up some model trains and some other things. I'm a guy that has too many expensive hobbies and not enough time, but I suspect there's other people with that same problem. So that's about it. And I used to be Paul in Indiana until 2012 when we moved up here to Michigan, Sean. So know Indiana well. I'll turn it back to you. Like I said, you're booming in here tonight. Hope you're hearing me okay. N8SOB, KPD.
All right there, Paul, KPD, N8SOB, a Hoosier plant transplant, huh? Oh, yeah, hearing you just fine. Anywhere between an S7 and S8, so no problem copying you here at all. It's definitely a good thing there, so no problem hearing you. So, oh man, it was a comment I was going to make, totally forgot it there. So, yeah, eventually we're going to get to warmer weather. We did get a nice taste of it, a week and a half or so ago. And, yeah, it is what it is, my friend. And we'll get there sooner or later. So super good to get you in here, and definitely more often here, especially it looks like since March anyway. So making a habit of it, and hey, we're all right with that. Have a good night there, Paul. Let's go to the other Paul. Kilo Alpha 9, Tango Sierra Delta, that's Wolverine 585. Good evening there, Paul. And stand by Rick, RNE, you're on deck.
All right, N8SOB, KA9TSB, Paul here in Osceola, Indiana. First off, I want to say thank you for the birthday card, which was around March 20th. And I was going to get out here sooner and thank Taz and Doris for that, but just didn't quite make it. So tonight it is. And so I want to thank them for that. That's a nice thought, I tell you. You don't see that too often from nets. And, well, let's see. My mother was 95 when she broke her arm, or 94 actually, and she had a birthday February 2nd, or January 2nd rather. And let's see, she broke her arm in September last year. And, boy, she's getting along really good now. That arm is mended, and even though she uses the walker, she can get around by herself with no sweat. So that is great. She still needs help occasionally for a few things, but other than that, she's getting along real well. And she's been wearing her shoes, which is a big thing because she went for almost 5 months without wearing any shoes at all. And so she wants to get out sometimes. So she's getting to that point where she feels like getting out to get her hair done and that kind of stuff. So we'll have to try to accommodate her. Let's see, what have I been working on lately? Well, I've been working on one of these surplus things, although the way I get it, these particular amplifiers are still being made, but they're being sold as surplus on let's see, what is it? Oh boy, I can't think of the name of the outfit now that sells these things. But anyway, what it is, it's a AM 6155 amplifier. It's a cavity tune amplifier that uses ceramic tubes. And this particular one I'm working on, let's see, it's using a EMAC 4CX 350A. And this particular tetrode was being used in an amplifier that was meant for AM. So that means it was tuned up at 50 watts and would modulate up to 400 watts AM signal. It's supposed to be good for continuous duty. These particular amplifiers were meant for military use, and there's a lot of guys that's using them now for amateur radio, such as 400 watts of SSB power for 2 meters. And also I got one here, a guy wants it to work on 220 megahertz. So one of the biggest things that I've learned about these amplifiers is that if you could find one that's in original condition, one that you can start off for your modifications, boy, you'll be a lot better off. Otherwise, this one amp I was handed off to the guy who wants me to work on has been worked on before. It's got a lot of junk in it, bad soldering, and all going on in the resonating part. So what's happening is that the main resonator, or I should say the input resonator, was detuned. And I don't know what they were thinking, but I think there were some parts missing. So I was able to get that thing back together and get it working again on the input. So at least now the standing wave went from, you're going to love this, from a 1 to 4 to at least 1.2. So that's good. I can't believe it. And then, of course, there's a lot of capacitors that were added. A lot of junk. I pulled all that stuff out finally, decided if I can get the resonator to work again, which I was able to, I could get the input part to work again. So once I did that, I was able to get the main resonator to also resonate with the tube. So, yeah, the tube sits down inside of a chamber, which is part of the resonator, and the thing could be switched from UHF or VHF. And to get it to work on 220, I had to switch it over to UHF, which is kind of strange. But anyway, to get it down below 225, which is, it works between 225 and I forgot what the top UHF frequency was, like 430 or something like that. I had to switch it to UHF and then take it down by simply tuning the input. But anyway, thing works pretty good. 400 watts. And of course it draws quite a bit of current on that little tube. I think around 400 watts, which I think is asking that tube to do a lot. And I think it would run perfectly at 300 watts. But according to all the articles I've read about this stupid thing, it will do 400. But nonetheless, it looks like it's going to work. Now, there's also another tube that goes in there, which has a much bigger heat sink than the iMac, and that's a Amperex 393A. And if I get one of those, I think that tube would run a lot cooler, since the eMac has a much smaller radiator design than the Amperex. So, yeah, I think that's going to work out pretty good. But, boy, it's been a lot of work, a lot of cleaning up, a lot of figuring out what was there, trying to replace what was there, not knowing for sure exactly what it looked like, since this is my first time to work on this particular amp. So, anyway, just loads of fun. If you got the patience for it, it's loads of fun. Well, anyway, Sean sounded good. Everybody sounded good out here now in the past hour. And so we'll let you take it back. I guess I pretty much held up the frequency long enough. Anyway, N8SOB, Sean. This is KA9TSD, Paul and Osceola. Big power.
Yeah, definitely. I'll tell you there, bud. You, Paul, you definitely get so far the big signal award of the net so far. Man, you were 20-25 over. Wasn't sure if the band was capable of it yet, and you proved it wrong. So, man, what a good signal in here. And I know a really good amp builder. Man, super good at building transformers, the high voltage supplies, and the output of the tube and all that, man. But the last thing he always finds tricky is the input. So inputs are definitely tricky. So glad that you're able to get that monstered and what have you. Man, I wouldn't mind a few hundred watts on VHF. That would be all right. And I used to have an amplifier, a 10-meter amplifier. I had a couple of them 250Bs in it, and you could upgrade them to them 350s. Nice little solid tube, not too bad on the price, and for the most part, not too bad to come by either. So good deal on that project. Sounds like it's working good for you, Paul. So thanks for checking in, buddy. I could talk amps and building amps and all that all night, man, until the cows come home. Great signal coming in here. 7-3s to you. I'm going to go ahead and pick up Rick here in East Lake, W8RNE, and then I'm going to take a quick pause. I got one guy to check in. I think I heard Tony, too. But go ahead and pick it up, Rick, and then we'll take a standby for more check-ins.
Juliet 4, Sierra, Bravo, Charlie.
2 miles inland, all the way inland. It's one of the perks of living near the lake when it's 15 degrees or better. No frost. We won't have no frost here, so nothing going on here. It was a cool day today. Probably going to be a cool day tomorrow. Always a pleasure listening to you, Sean. I consider you one of the elite MCS years. Wait, hold on. Did you say all over the world there, Sean, or was it just on 40 meters? Back to you, my friend.
Hey, are you running QRP or your antenna fall down or something?
Oh, no, I had my amp off. Is that any better?
I guess. I mean, it's not the same signal I normally get out of you, but it was a little rough copy. I thought the band was getting itself fixed.
Off. It's coming up now.
Okay, there you go, buddy. All righty, but yeah, okay. Well, it's good to get you in here, and always good to get my Buckeye buddy in here. We're approaching. Already had their spring game, and man, I guess they brought 75,000 people to the shoe for the spring game, and only 13,000 to the Wolverine spring game. Huh. Have a great night there, Rick. Thanks for checking in, buddy. We'll clear with W8RNE. Let's take a quick pause. I did get you, Ray. KJ4SPC got you at 47. And was that you, Tony?
Yeah, it was me.
All right, we got you on the list there. And then let's take a check here. There's a new general. He just got his general. I seen it. He was talking to Ray, small block Chevy here in the AIM. Let's go ahead and give him a call, see if he's got a copy or we can hear him, maybe some relays down around Ohio. Kilo Echo 8, Uniform India Bravo, KE8UIB. John, do you copy? N8SOB, over. Yeah, I can tell that you're in there. I don't know. It's just tough copy there, John. I don't know if anybody else can hear you, buddy. Yeah, I would never be able to get you in the logs, my friend. But don't forget about us here. And maybe the band will help out, come up a little bit. Not sure what you got going on there, but I am still looking at the AIM window if you got anything to say on there. So, all right, we did pick up Ray and Tony. Any other check-ins before we get back to the list for the Wolverine single sideband net?
Recheck.
Got to Sam. Anybody else?
Alpha 8, Papa Quebec, Bill and Gaylord.
Hi, Bill. Got you. Anybody else? All right, Sam, I am my main man, Sam. There you go, buddy. Go ahead, pick it up. What's going on in Manchester? And then stand by AC9XN.
N8SOB. Well, Sean, thank you for picking up the Wolverine single sideband Monday night edition here. You're doing a great job. Sorry I was away for a bit, in and out, but gosh, nice crowd you've assembled, and you're sounding great. So N8XUY here, Sam in Manchester, hearing everyone quite well here since I got back into the shack, and all good as far as radio goes. Still a little under the weather. Hopefully that will continue to improve over the next couple of days, and we'll be back in great shape. Hung out with the XYL for much of the day. She had the day off. and it was kind of a lay low, did just a few things because just needed the rest. So all good, great to hear everybody, and thanks again, Sean, for picking up the show here on Monday, and thanks for covering for me on Friday evening. 7-3 to you, 7-3 to all, here on the Wolverine Single Sideband Net. This is N8XUI.
All right there, Sam. N8XUI, N8SOB. Well, you know how we roll here on the Wolverine Net. If you missed your turn, we're still rocking and rolling. You go ahead and recheck. So glad that you're feeling better day by day. Not too shabby there in Manchester, and sounding pretty good. Looking good on the scope as well. Not too shabby, buddy. Had you about 5-10 over. Sounding good. Thanks for recheck, and you guys take it easy around your neck of the woods there. So with that, we'll clear with our buddy Sam. Let's drop down and pick up George there in Highland, Wolverine 593, AC9XN. Good evening, George. And then we got another George. INW, you're on deck, George. Go ahead and pick it up, George in Highland.
Okay there, November 8th, Sierra Oscar Bravo, Sean and the Wolverine Single Sideband Net. This is Alpha Charlie 9, X-Ray November, 5 miles south of Lake Michigan in beautiful Highland, Indiana, where we had a cold day today. It was a little chilly today. When I checked in, Sean, your signal was about a S5, and now it's up to about 10 over. So band conditions have improved. Band conditions were impossible yesterday. That solar flare wiped me out. Of course, I'm just down here with this little pea shooter, and you guys got them bazookas and howitzers up there, so that makes a big difference. But yeah, I could hear Eric, but he was weak, and I could hear Rusty. He was kind of weak, and then Sam picked up pretty good, so things are starting to improve. I guess it gets later in the day, things will get better and better. So we had a nice day today. Started out cold. It was down freezing last night, but it got up to 52 degrees today, and it's currently about 51. We got a north wind straight out of the north, 7 miles an hour, 38% relative humidity, and our barometric pressure is about 30.15, so nothing really exciting going on. Went into the office today, and we finished up all the payroll tax returns today, so we're kind of getting ahead of the game, trying to finish up the month, and then we can start on our Indiana personal property tax returns first of the month. So you're definitely sounding much better than when I checked in, and I heard Tony check in on UGB. Tony, if you can hear me after I'm through, I'd like to talk to you on 950. So, hey, back to you, Sean. You're doing a fabulous job as always. Alpha Charlie 9, X-Ray November. Back to you, buddy. 73. God bless you, and God bless all the Wolverines. Thank you.
Holy cow, George, you're S9. So I'm hearing you're really good tonight. So glad that, you're definitely warmer there than it is here. So, it's I can relate on being chilly, that's for sure. So glad that the signal came up from a 5-5 to almost 10 over, and good deal. I went on to the office, get some things done today, and not too much excitement going on in Highland that you ran into anyway. Sounded good there, George. Thanks for all the kind words. And hey, man, don't think that your little pea shooter. Don't underrate that station. You're doing just fine, my friend. I love the analogy of the pea shooter and bazookas. Oh man, that's great. So appreciate you, George. Thanks for checking in, buddy. Have a great night. With that, we'll clear with AC9XN. Let's drop down and pick up the other George here in Clarkston. Wolverine 422. This one's in Michigan, WD8INW. Good evening, George, and stand by GFL Gary.
Oh, my goodness, I'm before Gary? Oh, wow. Anyway, N8SOB and 2 Georges in a row. How about that? WD8INW. Hey, Sean, I know a guy that's got a Henry 2-meter amplifier for sale. I think that's a little bigger than what you were thinking. Anyhow, Yeah, I'm late getting in here tonight because I had the antenna unhooked today for them to mow, and it got, oh golly, probably 5 o'clock or later, and they hadn't shown yet, so I hooked it back up, and of course, they got here about 5:15, so I had to unhook it again. So, anyway, had to wait for them to get done and trimming and all that kind of stuff before we could hook her back up again. So, but today's the first day that they've mowed. But anyhow, and I guess they're going to mow again on Sunday because they're going to be gone part of next week. So, I guess the mowing season has started. With that, we'll give it back to you there, Sean. And thanks a lot for doing it. Everybody's sounding good here. N8SOB, WD@INW, George in Clarkston, Michigan.
Go ahead, Comet.
Yeah, George there in Clarkston. I just wanted to let you know, this is N8XUY. Not only were there 2 Georges in a row, but there were 2 George A with the same last name. How do you like that one? Back to you there, Sean, N8XUY.
Yeah, no kidding. They do got the same name, don't they? Oh, that's too crazy, man. Oh, boy. But, yeah, 'tis the season, George, out there mowing. And for the first time in my life, my parents have decided to go with a mowing crew. Luckily, I was able to help them, let them know, doing the, I did it for 6-7 years. And they seemed like they got some pretty good kids coming for a good company. They already got their grass cut one time, and I walked it for them. And there was a couple things, but I said, it's a good time right now to get on the same page. Don't wait halfway through the season, and you've been doing this all year. Get on the same page right off the rip. So, well, hey, glad that they're coming Sunday. So. Won't be no interruptions next week, and it sounds like it's easy enough for you to unhook it and hook it back up, and glad that you got that figured out and got that first cut, and now it smells like freshly cut grass. Good deal. Now it's like cutting your beard. Now it's not going to quit growing. Have a good night there, George. Glad we can get you in here tonight at number 36. With that, let's clear with George, and let's pick up Gary and Spruce. That's Wolverine 402. KDA GFL, good evening, Gary. And then stand by Mike, QWE, you're on deck. Pick it up, Gary.
Hello. Oh, good evening, Sean. Good evening to everybody on the net. You too, George. KDA GFL, Gary, up here in the metropolis of Spruce. Where the sun's finally out nice and bright. It's been kind of peeking here and there today, but it hasn't been too bad of a day. There's not much wind out there, which makes it really nice when you get out there. But, yeah, I got behind George, and I probably didn't do it purposely, but nevertheless, I did. And I was listening quite a bit tonight. I usually don't have that much of a time, but I heard Dan in there, HTG, and I'll catch him. I talked to him a little bit on the 2-meter, so I'll catch him a little later, if not tomorrow. Anyway, I figured I'd better get in here and say good evening to everybody. Hopefully everybody has a safe evening and a great one. So, and I'll send her back here to you, Sean. Thanks for bringing me in. KDA-GFL.
All right there, Gary. Well, it's always a pleasure to get you in here. George got you good. That was a good one, George. And, yeah, super good to get you in here tonight there, for sure. Good signal, S9, about 5 over. So definitely, you take it easy around Spruce. Good to get Wolverine 402 on the log tonight. And then, by the way there, Sam, when you threw your comment out there, you were almost 20 over. So, man, what a bazooka, as our buddy George in Highland would say you got going on there. Have a great night, Gary. Thanks for checking in, buddy. With that, we'll clear with KDA GFL. Is to pick up Mike in Seville. What a stranger this guy is, man. Good to hear you tonight there, Mike. I bet things are starting to wind down for KE8QWE, Wolverine 606 around Seville. Good evening, Mike, and stand by ESL Eric. You're on deck.
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. Well, hello there, Sean, and everybody. Yes, I know. I haven't been spending a lot of time on the radio. These people think that I should do their income taxes, and I do. And with any kind of luck, I actually get paid. This year I did 350 returns. That's the most I've ever done. I had the most profitable year I ever had, but boy, I'll tell you what, I got beat. That was an awful lot of work. But, oh well, it's pretty well over. I have a few stragglers that are coming in. They are in Florida, and they don't come back until May, and then they bring everything in, and I get everything fixed up for them. So hopefully they won't know. If they do, there will be all kinds of penalties. But oh well, I don't think they really care. I've just been getting caught up on a few things around here. I went and ran some errands and say, oh, the weather here has been crazy. Everything from rain to snow to sleet. My wife was out and she said it was hailing. I'm like, oh, man. So tomorrow, I don't know, I'll probably just end up spending some time here. I was on the radio a little bit today, but band conditions weren't overly cooperative, so that's about all I really have. And I will be here, and I will be on the net as much as I can. So everybody stay safe, stay healthy. This is Kilo Echo 8, back to N8 SOB. See you later, Sean, and everybody.
All right there, Mike. Well, good deal. Man, it sounds like over 300 some odd returns. Well, good deal, man. Glad that you stayed busy. Hopefully you didn't overwhelm yourself, and time to get back to what Mike likes to do and play some radio. Super good to hear your voice. It really is, my friend, and glad everything's still working. Yes, today, if you haven't been on the radio very much, today with band conditions was not the day to be back on radio for sure. Hey, have a great night there, Mike, and thanks for checking in with us tonight. With that, we'll clear with Mike, and let's drop down and pick up Eric in Bloomfield Hills, Wolverine 619. That's K3ESL. Good evening, Eric. And then we'll go down and try to pick up Jim in Landis, see what kind of conditions we got on him. Pick it up, Eric. How you doing tonight, buddy?
K3ESL. Hey, Sean. It's Monday. Things are good. I would really like it to not be snowing anymore, so that would be a great thing. Other than that, working around the house, assembled a playscape in the backyard for my 2.5-year-old granddaughter who's going to show up in 2 weeks, and just loving life. And the band was terrible. It was even terrible when you started the net. It's great now, though. Anyway, back to you on 8SOB, K3ESL 73, everyone.
All right there, Eric. Yeah, man, has really came up. I think we're back to where we need to be. Could get a little bit better, but hey, it's all right. The noise level is nice. The signals have came up. You were 15 over, just boisterous up in here. And it would be nice not to see any of it even trying to snow or any of it. A couple flakes here. It needs to go. We've been treated with 70, 80-degree temperatures there. And I'm ready to rock and roll. But not to get too warm. It's going to get hot in this shack, so I'm going to have to start rearranging in here and get the air conditioner in the window. So have a good night there, Eric. Thanks for checking in and riding along with us tonight here on the net. With that, we'll clear with K3ESL, our friend Eric there. Let's drop down and see what kind of conditions we have Jim and Landis there in North Carolina. W1CFL, good evening there, Jim. And then standby KRQ, Bob, you're on deck. Go ahead, pick it up, Jim. Let's see what kind of copy I got on you tonight.
Roger that, W1 CFL. Well, we've definitely got a great copy of you down here in Landis this afternoon. 20 over, and just almost full gliding, so a great signal from you tonight. Nice day here in Landis, 64 degrees with the high, and it's 58 right now. And we'll say 73 to 1 on the net, and W1 CFL, over.
All right there, Jim. I'll tell you what, that's the best I've heard you in a while. Yeah, you're right. You're hearing me well. I'm hearing you pretty well. You're about a 5 and 4 or so, 5 and 3, 5 and 4, but I was copying you, so good deal. Sounds like you're getting the weather that we need to start getting here, so glad you're enjoying that, and glad you're probably enjoying the net a little bit tonight. A little bit better conditions. Looks like, man, that's great. When you first keyed up, I said, wow, I think you were right on a 5 and 5, to be honest. So, hey, you take it easy around Landis. Thanks for checking in tonight there, Jim. I hope you're keeping track, and we'll get you a Wolverine number as well. All right, let's clear out with W1 CFL. Let's drop down and pick up Bob here in Caseville, Wolverine 456. That's N8KRQ. And then stand by Art, the W8 to UTC. You're on deck. Pick it up, Bob.
Okay, N8SOB. This is N8KRQ. Bob up here in the Caseville area. Good evening, Sean, and all those that's assembled on the net. Everybody sounding good. Good reception tonight. I love it. It's 47 degrees the last time I looked. We got home from the Eagles. And cutting grass, I did that yesterday, only because the painters were coming today. And I knew what they were going to do with all the ladders. They were going to leave it lay all over them so they can finish the house tomorrow. So it worked out perfect. I guess that went out perfect. And the only other thing I got going, Sean, is a 20 and 40 meter. I got a butternut up there now, and then the radios. I got the radio, and I got what else? I got the SP200 and antenna tuner. And I'm going to call up and see about getting a multimeter, something I can read. I'll give them a jingle tomorrow. Maybe I could spend some more money on this thing for 2040. But other than that, you're doing a fine job from Fort Gratiot there, Sean. So 673 started back on over to you at 8KRQ.
Hey, real quick, Bob, when you get that thing all said and done, let me know how that thing works out for you.
I will do. I think I picked the right meter I want. They'll let me know from DX. And I'll go ahead and buy it, and then I think I'll start putting things together and maybe have them help me solder some wires. Shoot it. You're going to be 86 years old, and I have a hard time stop shaking, so I can't solder that well. Okay, thanks a lot, Sean. N8KRQ, over.
Gotcha, Bob. Well, real good. Well, good luck on getting everything together. Hopefully that works out. You know, you can always put up a beam or what have you. That's what my plans are. But I always am interested in different vertical type antennas and what have you, especially for the higher bands. You know, I have this big loop, and I got the low bands covered. I mean, it does work out good on the high bands, but something else to play around with would be all right. So, yeah, let us know how that works there, Bob. Good luck with that, buddy. And it sounded real good tonight. Got you 10 over, so no problem hearing you here. So good to get you here on Monday night. So with that, we'll clear with N8KRQ. Let's drop down and pick up, let's check that. Let's pick up Art first. W8UTC. Good evening, Art. First time I've got you checked in. Hopefully you stuck around. And then we'll take a quick pause for more check-ins. Good evening, Art. And normally the newer ones, not quite sure. Art, did you stick around, buddy? All right, nothing heard. Okay, let's take a quick pause, see if there's anybody else lurking out there and wants to get on the list on the Wolverine single sideband net. This is N8SOB.
Hello, N9QPJ.
All right, we got QPC. QPJ. All right, N9QPJ got Andy. We got Eddie out there, KI5EDO. He was in and out. You have a good night there, Eddie. Got a good copy on you tonight in Arkansas, Roger.
Roger, thanks, Sean.
Yeah, 7-3s to you, buddy. Have a good night. Any other check-ins? All right, now we are at QPJ. You're at number 50. Eddie was at number 51, and we are at number 47. KJ4, small block Chevy, Wolverine 496. Good evening, Ray, and stand by Tony.
Good evening, one and all. This is Kilo Juliet Force here, Bravo Charlie, right down here in Collierville. I got too many things open and running at the same time, but anyway, it's been kind of a nice day, kind of cool, but it's been been a beautiful day, nice sunshiny and a very cool day. But other than that, not a whole lot going on. At least we won't have to wake up to frost warnings tomorrow morning. We've had them for the last 2 days. Anyway, I got my list started for the next one, and everyone up there have a great evening. Appreciate it you getting us in here, Sean, and thank you, sir. I've been hearing you consistently, but some of the other stations not so much. Anyway, this is Kilo Juliet Forest here, Bravo Charlie. We're going to say 73 at all the Wolverines up there in the Wolverine single sideband net. Everyone have a great evening, and we're going to turn it back over to N8SOB. Mr. Shaw, have a great evening, sir. Doing a fantastic job.
All right there. You know, if we would have made contact when you first talked, I would have had to give you about a 5 and 6, 5 and 7. But then I was watching you were slowly talking, getting ready to end your transmission, and you just hit about a 5, almost 10 over. I said, man, look at this band conditions are getting. So hearing you real well, glad that you've been able to copy us, and that's definitely my goal, especially when I'm NCS. I want to make sure I am heard. I hear a lot. I really do. I hear a lot of stations, and sometimes it seems like I hear more than hears me, so I like to make up for it. Have a great night there, Ray. Thanks for being in there, my friend, and you guys have a great night tonight. With that, we'll clear with Ray down there in Carterville, Tennessee. Let's pick up Tony here. That's 10 Tech Tony in New Buffalo, Wolverine 502 KUGB. Good evening, Tony, and stand by Bill, Alpha 8, Papa Quebec, Bill and Gaylord. You're on deck. Pick it up, Tony.
Well, can you hear me, or do I need to turn on my amplifier?
Well, Ray, if you were to turn on your amplifier, you would have the highest signal of tonight.
Okay. Anyway, this is KA8UGB, the voice of New Buffalo, Michigan. And, yeah, you're right, boy. The band did certainly turn around, certainly for the better. Was it John? There was a guy in there earlier. I could just detect his signal, but whatever. I guess some really strange noise. Probably everybody else does, too. And I don't know where it was coming from. But had that noise not been there, I probably could have copied it. And then there was George, my buddy George in Highland. You had him S9, and I'm just amazed at what he does with that antenna. That little all-band antenna that he's got, and it just gets the job done. It actually does better than his garage antenna did. So anyway, not much going on here. We've been relatively busy today. Not getting as much radio time in as I might like to. And as I've heard from everybody else who did get radio time, today might have been a waste of time. Even for the guys that do a lot of FT8, they said it was pretty nasty out there. So anyway, that's the weather report, the propagation report, and my report. I'm doing okay. This is KA8UGB, a voice of New Buffalo, Michigan.
All right there, Tony. Yeah, you 20 over, man. Sounding good, buddy. Super glad you can get on in here, and definitely working. You're at home right now?
Yeah, I'm at home.
Gotcha, real good. Can never tell because the church has really got a good signal too. That works really well. And so good deal. Yeah, sounding good, man. You really do. You definitely know what's going on when it comes to a station, keeping all the P's and Q's and hooking different mics up to different radios. I find that amazing. So, hey, thanks for being in here, my friend. And I definitely thank you for having your remote there. I know I hear a lot of good things about it. So definitely. Yeah, I can't keep up, man. You're the popular guy. Between you and Roger, you guys got this locked down. You made it around. You guys are the pioneers of the RC Forbes. Oh, that's all right, so that's good stuff. Glad it's there. Have a great night there, Tony. We'll clear with KUGB. Let's drop down and pick up Bill here in Gaylord. Always good to get Alpha 8 Papa Quebec in here. Get this guy checked in with me on the Michigan Thumbnet. Hear him on Sunday mornings at 8 o'clock on 3950. Him and his brother there. Maybe we'll get him in here. Probably not, but hey, at least we got one of you in here tonight. Good evening, Bill, and stand by Andy, QPJ.
Okay, real fine. Here is Alpha 8, Papa Quebec, Bill and Gaylord. We're at 40 degrees. Still a little daylight. Still some little bit of snow on the ground from the last time we got hit today. However, it's shaping up to be a normal spring, I guess. They say that after about the 10th of May, we'll be back into a regular pattern as far as heat indexes and things growing and no more snow. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, just thought I'd check in, say hello, and I hope everybody's doing good. And I'll just say 7-3 for now. Alpha 8, Papa Quebec. Over.
All right there, Bill. Well, good to hear you in here. Good signal. Definitely a good 5-9 coming in here. So, well, if we don't hear you between now and then, hopefully we'll hear you Sunday morning there on the Michigan Thumbnet. So, always good to get you on other nets, and definitely always good to get the northern part of the mitten in here, too. Take it easy, Bill. Thanks for checking in. Sounding good. With that, we'll clear with Alpha 8 Papa Quebec. let's drive down here and pick up Andy over there. He's a Youper, one of our Youpers that check in. There's not very many of you Youpers that check in, Andy. NN9QPJ. Good evening, Andy, and that's the bottom of my list.
All right there, Sean. Hello to you there, N8SOB. This is N9QPJ, Daggett, Michigan. My name's Andy. So just wanted to jump in there. I tried checking in yesterday, Sean, but boy, that band was bad. Everybody sounded like they were on the other side of the moon. It must have been because of that Northern Lights stuff or whatever. I'll be getting some more of that for the next few days. So when I got home, the band was even still bad. So I just went outside, came back in, and turned it on. I heard you. I said, well, band don't sound too bad. So you're a nice 20 over. So you sounded really good, and I heard most people with a decent signal tonight. So yeah, we got 44 degrees, and it just starts to cloud up. And Saturday we got an inch of snow. So yeah, some wild weather we're having up here in the UP. So thanks for having me aboard here, Sean. You have a great night, y'all. Doing an awesome job like always. Back to you, N9QPJ.
All right there, Andy. Well, thank you very much for the kind words. Even getting some snow. Oh, you keep all that, buddy. Yeah, you know, I'm thinking there's a handful of people did that today. Knew that the band wasn't very good. So they just shut it off. I don't know, maybe we'll try it tomorrow. So yeah, I was glad that you turned it on and heard me and went by that. So I guess it's good enough. We'll check in. So good stuff there, Andy. I appreciate it there, buddy. Hope you have a good evening, definitely, and keep all that snow. We don't want none, buddy. With that, we'll clear with N9QPJ. That was the bottom of my list here on the Wolverine single sideband net. This is N8SOB. The name is Sean. We're located here in the Southern Michigan, and we're looking for check-ins for the Wolverine single sideband net. Give me your call.
Whiskey 8 Kilo Sierra.
Kilo Charlie 9 India Victor Oscar.
All right, we got W8KS, KC9IVO. That's a short list. It's basically instant service. If you want to check in and out, no problem. Give me your call sign. All right, let's go up here and work out Jeff here. Wolverine 557 out of the Shores. W8KS, good evening, Jeff. Hope you're feeling better today, one day at a time, and getting ready to do some camping. And stand by IVO Harold, you're on deck.
Okay, Sean, we appreciate it. N8SOB, this is Whiskey 8 Kilo Sierra, the old chicken choker. And coming to you live in living color from the lakeshore with, it just says sunset coming. So I don't know what the temperature is. It's not coming up right now. Anyway, just wanted to jump in, say howdy, howdy. Hope everybody's having a good evening. And hope everybody takes care. Just wanted to thank Sean for being quite the host here. So anyway, everybody take care. Have a good evening, and we'll catch everybody later in the program. W8KS,
all right there, Jeff. Well, good deal, my friend, and good to have you get on the radio tonight, for sure, and always good to get the west side in over there on the shores of Muskegon. So, sounded good tonight there, Jeff. A little on the low side, but, you know, I just don't know which way the band's really working yet tonight. Normally, I don't get beat up by those guys up on 38, but, man, that one guy, he's really getting me tonight. That's just... Oh, man, I remember I did that, and I had to stop that. There was no way I could keep on running the station like that. So, yeah, he kind of just started just tearing me out. So, anyway there, Jeff, have a good night there, buddy, and hopefully we'll catch you tomorrow. So with that, let's go down and pick up Harold here out of Rock Island. That's Wolverine 368, KC9IVO. Good evening there, Harold, and that's the bottom of my list.
Okay, Sean. Well, good evening to you and whoever else is still listening out there. Thanks for waiting up for me and picking me up here. KC9IVO, Harold in Rock Island, Illinois, with 56 degrees. It's kind of cloudy and gloomy out there. Supposed to get some rain here. It hasn't showed up yet. We had a beautiful morning. We did have a freeze overnight, frost warning overnight, but this morning was nice. Finally got plenty of sunshine and got up there till about around noon, 1 o'clock. It was starting to warm things up pretty good. And wouldn't you know it, the clouds have rolled in, and they've been rolling in and out, but I think they're here to stay now. And it brought just enough wind with it that once the old clouds covered up that sunshine, that was the end of being outside there. We did get out there for a little bit, got in the sunshine, and felt pretty good. Got a little fresh air out of the deal, so it wasn't a total loss. We had an errand to run this morning and went and did that. The weather was quite pleasant. It was nice and bright and sunshiny, like I said. But it's deteriorating away. We'll have to see what we come up with tomorrow. And it looks like it might be cloudy again tomorrow, so we'll wait for things to bring the sun back out here later on this week and start warming up just a little bit. Anyway, that's kind of the report from Rock Island. We just, the band was terrible earlier. For me, I didn't hear you for a long time there. It finally started coming in. So we'll say 73s. Thanks again for doing it. We'll catch you guys a little later down the low. KC9IVO, Old Road.
All right there, Harold. Yeah, I don't know exactly when it came up, but the band was like shifting gears like an 18-wheeler does going up a hill, and took a long time to get there. And by the time I got to about, 8th or 9th gear, I think we were starting to get there. And a great signal coming out of you as well. And, days like that, especially when the sun's out, even if it is in the, mid to high 40s, maybe low 50s, when the sun's out, it's not too bad, especially if there's no breeze. So, good deal there. Glad that you had somewhat of a decent day around Rock Island this evening and today there, Harold. Thanks for checking in, buddy, and sounding good here as well. So with that, we'll clear with KC9IVO. This is N8SOB in the Wolverine Single Sideband Net. We're looking for check-ins, instant service.
Comment.
Go ahead, comment.
Yeah, Sean, I just want to make a public service announcement that we just had our first hummingbird for the season make a drive-by here. So the hummingbirds are here in southwest Wisconsin. Back to normal radio programming, KD9 Arnie Clerk.
N8YDJ.
N8YDJ. Look at that. That's a good call sign. Good evening there, Jamie. And, man, if the hummingbirds are in your neck of the woods, that means they're here. So that wouldn't be too bad. I wouldn't mind. I need to I work with a landscaping. I used to, a girl, and I need her to fix up the front of my house here. She's really good at that stuff. And I wouldn't mind putting something like that in one of my windows and a bird feeder or something on the other side. That just to interact with the cats as well. I always liked hummingbirds, so good to know that, Eric. Thanks for the public service announcement, buddy. And man, you were 15, almost 20 over. They almost didn't know it was you or not. It must be on the remote. Thanks, Eric. Jamie, go ahead and pick it up. N8YDJ, Wolverine 314, N8SOB in the net.
Good evening, Sean. N8SOB. This is N8YDJ. And good evening to everyone on the wonderful Wolverine Net. Just playing around in the garage here, and actually had a friend come over, and I was showing him the ham radio, trying to get him interested. He seems to be interested in it, so turned it on, and I didn't even have the antenna selected over, and I could hear you, Sean. and then all of a sudden I didn't hear anybody else, and I'm like, well, what's going on? And here I didn't have the antenna selector over, and I could hear everybody else in. So I was actually picking you up without an antenna, technically. But not too much to add, just running the old rat race. Hope everyone's feeling good and waiting for some good weather. It's on the way. So 73R N8YDJ.
Man, that's pretty impressive. You must have a leak somewhere. I was leaking in. There was a guy down in Ohio, Chris. he always tells me to get out of this dummy load. I always think he's messing with me, so maybe I'm not. Maybe I really am getting in there. He's not messing with me. So, well, good deal. I'm glad that you're able to jump on board tonight. Definitely get in here at number 54. Always good to get you on the log. Looks like had you a couple times there in March, and I like to keep track of all this. Definitely love getting my members in here and the non-members, and just the consistency. Love hearing you guys. When we don't hear you, kind of start wondering there. So have a good night there, Jamie. You take it easy, buddy. Great signal. 15 over. No problem hearing you. So with that, we'll clear with N8YDJ. And this is N8SOB. Looking for any more check-ins. It is instant service. Anybody, anywhere. It doesn't matter. Don't have to be a member. Give me a call. All right, my last call. This will be my last call before we shut her down.
Recheck, Sean.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, N8S, this is W8UTC. Sean, I had to step away. I didn't know if you had called me or not, but I did want to get back in. Initially, we had just passed by the radio room and happened to hear you guys in there. I figured I'd key it up and see what was going on. Anyway, have a good one. Thanks for picking us up again, and enjoy the part that I did here. N8SOB, W8UTC.
All right there. Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, especially as long as we're still rocking and rolling, we welcome anybody. Glad that you enjoyed what you heard there. And it's definitely a good pastime net for sure. And we're here every single day there, Art. And man, we got a great signal here in the thumb of Michigan. So yeah, don't be shy with your signal here, and check in more often. And even if you just want to go short time and say you just want to check in and get some comments, and don't feel obligated about missing your spot or what have you. Whatever works for you there, Art. We're not shy here on the Wolverine single sideband net there, buddy. So you take it easy, and definitely good to always love getting the Buckeye State in here for sure. Take it easy, Art. Thanks for the recheck. This is N8SOB in the Wolverine single sideband net. Makes my last call. Any other check-ins?
Recheck.
Go ahead, recheck.
Yeah, Richard, this is Bob over here at NHKRQ. Okay, so I just switched over to the dummy load, and it's a 150-watt light bulb here in the basement. Turn the volume up, and I can still hear you, over.
Oh, that's that's interesting. Well, I appreciate you sharing that with me, Bob.
Yeah, no problem. My first, I remember back when I was doing my CW, just practicing. I went on to the dummy load, 150-watt light bulb. Practice. I set up on a doggone thing, and somebody answered me. They were down from Ohio. I couldn't believe it, over.
That's interesting. The world, the way that the RF works, isn't that crazy? So good deal. Well, thank you very much for checking that out. I'm going to have to invest in a dummy load and see, man, that's a good signal, and flip on over. Sometimes I think it could be like a leaky switch box if you got one or so. I've noticed the switch box in the radio for antenna 1 and antenna 2 is pretty good. The one in my Palstar could be a little bit better, but I heard that if you ground them out a little bit better. So good deal on making a contact, practice some Morse code on a light bulb. Thanks again there, Bob. All right, this will be my last call before we shut her down. Any other final comments, rechecks, check-ins, anybody anywhere? This is N8SOB in the Wolverine single sideband net. All right, we're going to go ahead and run with it and say 7 threes, and thanks to every single one of you that checked in tonight, even shortwave listeners, anybody just sitting back and getting an enjoyment out of this net. Definitely makes all purposes wild for sure. 7 threes to 1 and all. This is N8SOB, Sean out of Fort Gratiot, Michigan, now closing this evening's session of the wonderful Wolverine single sideband net.
Good night, Sean.